Okay, so you got your power lead, which is 3-pin plug for the UK. You got a scraper and a brush, and you got a USB card stick thing here. Release film for 3D printer. So packaging wise, fantastic. I love to see people actually take the time to design the packaging. I mean, you can't really damage this if you have the normal delivery routes. So here we are. So you got your build plate, obviously is detached from the machine. You got this casing here, which is very important to keep all the fumes and all the light source from hitting your resin, because the resin is UV reactive. So if you leave it in the open and the sun shine on it, you end up with one big messy lump of plastic. Okay, if I show you the printer, this is all metal casing and it's pretty heavy. The Creality, they are famous for the light source. So everything starts with the light. So the lights need to shine through a piece of LCD here, which tells the printer or tell the resin where to solidify it, and that is how it works. I mean, so far the build quality is impressive. There's hardly any movement on the stand, on the head, and that's the unboxing done. I'm going to read on the menu and then I'm going to start printing something to show you guys what this can and what it can't do. So first of all, let's take off the film, which is the protective film for the LCD display. And your build tank, I call it build tank, you got two sides to it. So one side you have those kind of lines on there, which tells you how much liquid that you're putting in there. So I think it's 170 ml and then 200 something ml and then like as such. Resin I have here is just some simple one here. Some of them are water soluble, some of them are not. So we got the printer ready, but we need something to print with. So it comes with a USB stick like this. So this one here is an 18 hours print. I think it's a calibration print, but I'm not going to do that because it's 18 hours long. Go to software and you will find HelloBox. So I downloaded the file, unzipped it onto my Windows, and then you will go onto the HelloBox software. Now by default, this is a printer called Halot Sky, but this is not my printer. So what you need to do is go to Add Printer, and then go to choose Halot 1, Add. Then click on the Open logo to open a file, and then open the 3D Benchy, which I downloaded. Okay, and it takes a few minutes and then it will be showing onto your printer. Okay, once you're done, export it to local, which is okay. Once you plug it in, give it a few seconds and press File when it's loaded. So it gives you an overview of what you're printing. Okay, so now you can see the 3D file actually loaded on here, which I think is a really great idea to have an LCD screen which tells you what your model will actually look like once it's printed. Okay, now please bear in mind that I have not done any calibration or anything at all, yeah? So this is basically what out of the box experience is like. I haven't even calibrated the print head here. Now at this stage, you might want to use gloves because like resin, they are not very skin friendly. So no spillage so far, so I'm still okay with no gloves on. Doesn't smell as bad as my first generation resin. It is very clever. You got a fan inside to cool things down and obviously circulate the air inside. Make sure the lid is back on securely. And now this is ready to start. So this is now printing layer 1. Usually this is the most crucial part of printing because the resin needs to stick onto your plate. So here is my build. And that's why it only takes 3 hours, because look at how tiny that is. Alright, so on to the next project. So I am now making, it's going to take 15 hours. Seriously. I'll just put the lid on this side. So at this stage, you should use some kind of alcohol to rinse off the excess resin, and then use a UV light of some kind, like a UV torch, or leave it outside for some time so the UV will harden the resin. But perfectly formed, all the edges is fantastic. And that's the power of a resin printer. So I have downloaded the Shark file, which is a toy that you can have a movable joint. The movable toy, not the easiest thing to print, but I think it did okay. To show you a couple of samples, so I printed a Banshee in much larger size like this, and then the knife that previously showed you guys right here. The details on this print is amazing. You can see the engraving on the knife itself. So this is a plant pot which I downloaded on the internet. I haven't done any modification to it. I basically just printed it with the printer. Still a bit wet because I haven't dried it out yet with UV light.
And a couple Allen wrenches, which are used for servicing it, and a USB stick, and a release film, and a user manual that's actually quite helpful. It does have a USB port, because it does come with a USB stick with 3D files. You can also use an old style USB type A cable that you would use like with an old school printer, like a traditional printer to connect directly to your computer to see it as a printer there. But you can also connect via Wi-Fi through your computer or phone, depending on app access. The directions are pretty straightforward. It explains what the different parts are, how to assemble. The only assembly I had to do is I had to put the plate on. That's it. Of course, the lid comes off, but you want that on when you're printing. But that's really all there is to it. It's pretty simple. And it shows. What's kind of nice, the book does include more information about the different types of resins and what they do and how to use them, as well as lots of information about resin, which I'm finding very useful because this is my first resin printer. So I'm super excited about it. It's a really nice unit. I like that I didn't have to spend half the night building this one. And as soon as my resin comes in, I'm going to be doing some really awesome printing.
Oh. It. Well, again, the problem here. Start this in process. I think that if it will advance only 1% of the model. We'll start again. This is the model, a simple model. And look, 79.
First ever print.
That is wicked. Oh, the resin's still wet. Hold on. Oh no.
Ah, agora vai, hein? Aí sim.